Hello to everyone who is watching this gaming let's play on YouTube. I am Jordan Mustang 87 and welcome to what is now the start of game number 26, which I am officially doing on this channel. And I've kept this game on the cards for months now, and I figure, well, now is probably the right time for me to do it. Especially since I have now just completed the career mode of Midnight Club 2, and also knowing about how much torture it was for me to literally just finish the career mode, I've now decided to move on to a game that's a bit more fun. And that's why I've moved on to this. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Available to play for the PlayStation 2, PC, Xbox, and the GameCube. And this game, the first of many to be released by Black Box, at least for the PlayStation versions of the next couple of games. And in case you either do or don't know, Black Box would of course give us some absolute classics in the Need for Speed franchise, and many people would argue this was probably EA's best era with Need for Speed. As to follow up from this game, there would also be a plethora of street racing classics that would follow up from this game. The notable ones I can think of include the likes of Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted, the original 05 version, and one of my personal favourite Need for Speed games, Need for Speed Shift. At least I think that game was developed by Black Box, but I could be wrong. But yeah, you know, that is all to come at some point in the future. So, in terms of release dates, well, this game first came out for the PlayStation 2 on the same date it came out for the GameCube. September 30th, 2002 is when this game was released. We here in Europe would get the game over 3 weeks later by October of 2002, and the Australians would also get these versions of the game as well. The PC version of the game first came out in October of 2002, and then we here in Europe would also get the PC version of this game in mid-November of 2002. So, developed by EA Seattle if you're playing either the PC, GameCube or Xbox version. Published by EA of course. Game engine is Electronic Arts in-house engine, whatever that means. And developed of course by Black Box for the PlayStation 2 version. So, as I said before, already got the audio settings figured out here. Of course got the menu sound effects up because I don't think they really matter. Also got the speech volume up as well because it's there to show that I have accomplished something. But turned down everything else. Racing music and menu music, they have both been turned off because if I don't turn them off, then well, obviously as you might know, copyrights are a bitch. And YouTube, of course, will basically sue me to fucking hell and back again if I don't turn those off. So, in terms of controller settings, well, I'd say we're pretty much set in that department because we've more or less got everything we need. These are basically the settings I'm more or less accustomed to. It's also kind of cool to know that you do get the D-pad setups as well as the analog stick setups. Personally, I'm used to the analog sticks, but I do also tend to use D-pad from time to time, and transmission I also use is manual, and the settings are there. So there is that. And we've also got player 2 options, apparent as it might be, but I don't think that counts for overall progress. So, in terms of our display, that's pretty much all fine. Review mirror, leaderboard, jump cams, I think those are really cool. Zone cams, I also believe are really cool. And we've also got the options. Or in other words, the HUD options. Which is all good. I also really like the sound effects they put in when you back out of certain areas. So, I've already set up my player name. It is Jordan. I will of course show you how to do that. Originally, it's player 1, but the way you can insert your name, if you just press square, you'll get a capital letter, and then you can basically do the rest from here. And just press enter. That's how you do it. I also quite like how this game does show the songs that are playing, even though, for obvious reasons, I've turned the in-game sound off because, well, of those reasons I described before. I also think it's pretty intriguing to know that they also include gender as well, showing that they are aware, of course, of female gamers also being a part of this, which I think is a nice little touch. It could just be me, but I think that's a nice little touch. And we've also got credits and languages. Of course, by languages, I've chosen English, so there is that. So we have World Racing and Hot Pursuit. Both of these will account, of course, for the game's overall progress. So, basically, the in-game progress, from what I can tell, is within the Ultimate Racer category. In Hot Pursuit, of course, we're basically having to evade the cops with these. We also get Quick Race, which is basically go really fast, test yourself in whatever car it is you want to drive. Also got You're the Cop. I probably will have to show this off at some point. Also got Challenge Mode as well, which is one thing we can also do with multiplayer. And on the World Racing side, we've got Quick Race, Challenge Mode, that will also be useful. And we've also got Championship Mode, which also contains 30 events. And basically, both of these categories have event trees, so we basically need to work from top to bottom to work our way through this game, but of course I will be doing this my own way. And I think if it means you're the cop, it technically means that you more or less do get to play as the copper. Although these other cars, however, we will need to unlock from playing through the career mode. And all these other cars, by the way, are locked because, well, we've not done anything in the game yet. The only car that's available to us at the moment is the Ford Crown Victoria. Of course, I will be aiming to unlock the cop cars at some point. And if I have a look at challenge mode, you'll notice that we've only got 7 cars on the roster at the moment. And those 7 cars we currently have in challenge mode to start with are the Opel Speedster, the Vauxhall VX220, the BMW M5, Jag XKR, which I think is really cool, Ford Mustang SVT Cobra R. These cars, by the way, we can only use in challenge mode, the Dodge Viper GTS, and last but not least, the Porsche 911 Turbo. These other cars, by the way, are locked, and as you can probably tell by now, we do of course need to work our way through both Championship and Ultimate Racer modes in order for us to officially unlock those. And other than that, well, I think that's pretty much it for the description side of things. We do also get a setup as well for how we want to challenge ourselves. So we got opponents, opponent type, catch up, traffic, and also damage as well, which I'll probably be keeping on because, well, you will of course be able to see my mistakes in full effect. So yeah, there is that. But anyway, so that's pretty much going to do it for everything you need to know about how we get started with this game. Oh yeah, and I should also mention we do get objectives for each of these events as well. And there are certain criteria that we will have to fill out in the process. Of course, one side, you've basically got to evade the cops as much as you can, whereas from the other side, I don't think you have to deal with the cops in Championship mode. But we do of course get plenty of tracks as well, which will also be pretty fun, but yeah. Okay, so after basically ranting about the features of this game for the last 11 minutes, I think that's pretty much going to do it for this game's introduction. And just showing you the options one more time. I've used configuration A on the controller side. Display settings are all how I want them to be. Also got save and load. We can also turn autosave off or on. I think I'll overwrite existing game settings on memory card. In memory card slot 1, yes. Does that turn autosave on now? I'll have to check to be sure. Okay, it does. So I don't have to worry about saving this game then. Okay, well, anyway. I think I've wasted enough of your time now and pretty much explained everything you need to know about this game without doing any racing. And next time, yeah, we will be making a start on this game, so see you then.